Did you know that there are different types of hibiscus? I've got two different ones in front of me today, and we need to talk about them. Here before me, I've got a tropical hibiscus and some hardy hibiscus, and if you don't know the difference, it's time that you learn. Now, while both of these plants are technically hibiscus and they are related, they actually have different care needs and different uses in the landscape. Now, the tropical hibiscus is more of the quintessential hibiscus plant. This is what you're going to see if you look up hibiscus pictures. It's going to be on those Hawaiian shirts. It's got the long stamen and anthers, the really pretty flowers and petals, and they come in a bunch of different colors. Gives you those tropical vibes because, well, it is a tropical plant, so this plant cannot withstand freezing temperatures. But primarily people are planting these as container plants that they're going to use for seasonal color. Unless you live somewhere like Florida, then you may be using this in the landscape. And oftentimes you'll see them being sold as either a braided trunk or as a single trunk, or they can be sold as a bush as well. Both of these plants will be happiest in full sun, or at least a half day of sun in order to keep them blooming. Now, hardy hibiscus, that's a whole other game. These are actually perennial plants, and there are also a bunch of different varieties of hardy hibiscus. The hardy hibiscus is treated more as a landscape plant because it's actually a perennial in zones 4 through 10. And that means it's going to keep coming back year after year in the landscape, and they are very, very hardy plants as long as they get sufficient water. And the leaves aren't quite as glossy and dark green. Although there are some varieties that do develop a dark leaf, such as Midnight Marble. This one is going to get a lot darker as summer progresses, and it has nice red blooms. Now, the hardy hibiscus, the bloom shape is a little bit different than the tropical. It doesn't have that long anther and stamen for the pollen on it, although it does have that same structure inside the flower. So depending on what your planting needs are, you may want to buy one or the other. If it's more for landscape and perennial beds, then the hardy hibiscus is the way to go. And if it's more for a container or near a pool, then you may want to go with the tropical hibiscus.